What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Mint, and we're here with the new comic book day reviews on Thursday, September 10th. Had to run this a day late. There was some kind of delay with the shipping with my LCS, so we're doing it a day later. Before we jump into the reviews, if you like this video, if you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. Before we jump into these reviews, Marvel Comics did send us a few trade paperbacks a little bit early. This comes out next week, September 16th. It's the SpiderMan, the Black Cat Strikes Gamerverse trade paperback, $16 cover price, and it collects the 5-issue miniseries. So if you guys were enjoying this in singles, or maybe you missed it, you want to pick it up in the trade, that comes out next week. Next week also comes out, this is the Avengers of the Wasteland. Kind of takes place in that Old Man Marvel universe, that Old Man Logan, Old Man Hawkeye world. Collects the first 5 issues for $15.99. I remember reading a few of these. It kind of had like different versions of these heroes, Hulk, Thor, and Ant-Man. It was okay read. I mean, it was kind of like a what-if scenario, so if you're into those kind of Elseworld tales, this one might be for you. The next one that comes out next week is FF Plus X-Men, the Chip Zdarsky miniseries trade paperback that collects the 4 issues. We had Chip Zdarsky on the show. We were talking about this, and we reviewed these as single issues coming out. So the trade comes out next week. If you missed it, make sure to pick it up. Then lastly, this comes out the following week, September 23rd. This is Jane Foster Valkyrie. This is volume 2, which collects issues 6 through 10. Also $15.99 cover price. I missed these issues coming out, so I am not familiar with this run. I guess if you got volume 1, volume 2 is coming out in 2 weeks, so make sure to check for it. All right, let's jump into the single issues. As always, stay tuned till the end for my pick of the week. And this almost made my pick of the week. Something is Killing the Children, issue 10 by James Tynion IV, Werther Dell'Edera, and Mikel Muerto. This one was an awesome issue. I mean, you're having these monsters, they're doing what they do, they're killing the children, but we're seeing what it looks like to adults while the murders are occurring. So it's kind of like a different take in this book. It's always got that gritty art style to it, very dark, shadowy. We kind of get an idea of Erica Slaughter's team, cult, whatever she's a part of, and what their role is in this universe. So definitely a great issue. Loving this series. It's starting to gain a lot of hype, and rightfully so. Then we're going to jump over to Image Skybound with Robert Kirkman's Oblivion Song. This is issue 27, and it's got Lorenzo Del Felici on the artwork. I've been a fan of Oblivion Song since the first couple trades, I think, and then I caught up on single issues. Just recently picked up the first hardcover, but I'm definitely digging this issue. It's getting into kind of what the aliens' role is going to be in this story. What do they want? What are they doing? We have a good alien on our side kind of giving us intel, and then, of course, we have our people over in Oblivion, and we find out why it took so long to meet the aliens. It was an interesting story. I love Kirkman's writing. I love the artwork. The colors here, you have this nice color palette that's like this really cool, calming type of vibe. It's starting to move forward where this next arc is going to go, and it looks like it's going to be pretty big. It's looking like invasion level big is going to happen. And while we're on Image, I read one book digitally this week, and it's my book, Stealth, issue number 5 by Costa Bellegarde and Bone Villain. I definitely like this series. I always praise it. We get more background on this villain character. How did he get that half skull face and skeleton hand? We're continuing to follow Stealth as he's kind of being reckless, trying to be this hero, trying to save the day. And it just was another entertaining issue. I'm glad to see issue 6 is solicited, because I wasn't sure, is this going to be like a mini series or what? But we got an issue 6 coming, so you know I'm going to keep on reading Stealth. All right, then we have Ultraman, Rise of the Ultraman, issue 1 by Kyle Higgins, who I interviewed on the channel yesterday from the day I'm recording this. He's also writing this with Groom. You got Mana, Grudetjern, Guru Hiru, and Cho on this book. So I was very interested to read this based off of kind of the Alex Ross cover when it was first solicited, and then with interviewing Kyle Higgins, I was even more intrigued. And I definitely liked the setup. It gave me like Men in Black vibes. We kind of get this flashback to the 60s, where it looks like there was some kind of UFO crash. Now we're in modern times, and a UFO encounter or sighting has occurred, but a little bit different of a take than you would expect, and how the humans are reacting to these types of sightings. There's a whole protocol here, and there's this whole kind of secret government agency, like a la the Men in Black stuff, So we kind of see some a new recruit. She's friends with somebody who didn't make the cut, but they end up out there in the mix of this alien crash, and it's looking like we're getting what's going to be the origin of Ultraman in this new comic series. So I'm interested to see where it goes. First issue hooked me like it should, so we're going to continue to follow Ultraman. Then we got Nick Spencer on Amazing Spider-Man issue 48. You have Mark Bagley on the artwork. We have Dell and Curel as well. This is Sins Rising. I think it's part 4. The Sin Eater storyline, which I've been praising. I really liked this direction where Spider-Man was going with this darker tone, and I still liked it, but there was a lot I didn't like about this book. I didn't like the introduction of all these other Spider characters. The whole Spider-Verse crew shows up to play here, and it just took this down-to-earth, gritty story and made it zany with having Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen and Spider-Woman and Silk and all these people coming through. The premise here is that Sin Eater's going after Norman Osborn, and there's an ethical dilemma on should we let him or not. Norman Osborn is an evil person. He's killed before. He'll kill again. How about we take down Sin Eater after he takes all the bad powers from Norman Osborn? So that's kind of the theme on this issue. It was still dark and gritty. The artwork, you know, Mark Bagley, Spider-Man legend, but I didn't like bringing the Spider-Verse characters in here. And the last panel kind of lets you know what they're doing here, which is a little interesting, but it just made it too interdimensional when it was a grounded story. All right, we got Marauders 12. This is by Jerry Dugan. You have Metello, Lally, and Edgar Delgado on this one. This is the Kate Pryde story, right? So she's on the cover. Obviously, she has been resurrected. She can be resurrected. That was the big if a few issues back. And as you can see on her tatted knuckles, kill Shaw, she's out for blood. So she's on Krakoa, you know, we're celebrating, and Shaw doesn't know that she knows. So that's kind of where we're heading with this. I thought it was a great issue. Everyone hailing the Red Queen as she's back to take her spot, and we're going to see where it goes. But one of the stronger titles from Dawn of X. I've been enjoying it since day one. Speaking of Dawn of X titles I've been enjoying, this one is not one of them. X Factor issue 3 by, was it Leah Williams, Baldione, and Silva. I'm just not liking, first of all, the Mojoverse stuff. You would think it would be cool to have Spiral in there, but I hated Spiral. She's like a streamer. She's a Twitch streamer, or dare I say a YouTuber, and it was so annoying. I just, you know, no offense to the writer or anything, I'm just not digging the social media influence in this comic book. I get it. You know, I don't know who it's for. You know, it might be for maybe a younger crowd that thinks, oh, cool, it's kind of like, you know, realistic, but I'm not digging it at all. It might be a title that I consider dropping, and it's kind of hard because I haven't dropped any Dawn of X titles yet, but I'm just not digging it. It does bring back a character that I really liked from the early X-Force days. Still not sure if I liked how he was portrayed here, but overall just wasn't feeling the vibe. And then the last Dawn of X title for this week, we got X-Force 12. This is by Benjamin Percy, Basil Dua, and Guru EFX. So this was an interesting issue because you kind of have like this trial of Colossus, being that he's Russian, and then you have Omega Red in the mix here, who came over from the Wolverine series, and I'm not really remembering why Colossus is being accused of some type of like being a traitor here. But hated Beast in this issue. They really made Beast to be a dick out in this issue. Oh yeah, I had to double check. That's right. This guy, Mikhail. So Mikhail kind of tying in with the Ten of Swords stuff. He's one of the Russians too. So I think the thing with Colossus tied into that. Yeah, I was a little bit confused with that. But overall, I did enjoy this issue. I liked the kind of them running up on Colossus in his farm. He's trying to settle down, but they keep on pulling him back type of thing. The artwork was nice. I liked the different scenery that they had with, like that, like I said, the purple flowers in that farm and that peaceful setting he was in, then bringing him to be like judged on Krakoa. I thought it was dope, and it's leading into this Ten of Swords, so definitely was digging X-Force. Oh, and then Web of Venom, Wraith issue 1, written by Donny Cates. This is also artwork by Villanova and White. This one almost made my pick of the week as well. If you remember Wraith from Annihilation Conquest, he's back here, and it's definitely tying in with all this Null stuff in King of Black. Big revelation at the end here. The last few pages were just epic artwork. It almost gave me like, I almost spoiled it to say I thought somebody was gonna show up, but they didn't. But anyway, like I said, a big revelation. You kind of see what happens after Null awakens. You get a little bit of the Necro sword here. tying into Wraith, and overall was just a great issue. I was pleasantly surprised because I didn't know that Donny Cates was writing this one. They're using these Web of Venom kind of little one-shots to kind of hype up events. They did it for Absolute Carnage, and now we're doing it here before The King in Black comes out. So this one was definitely worth a pickup. This almost was the pick of the week as well. All right, moving over to DC, we have Flash issue 761 by Williamson, Porter, and Hi-Fi. I really have been liking the Flash run, and I think the artwork is great on this run. In this book, though, I thought it was lacking in some of the pages, especially the pages that had tons and tons of characters. It was almost like Crisis on Infinite Earths type of stuff happening on this issue. I'm ready for the next arc, although I think Williamson is off of the book. I don't even know if the run's going to end or not. But I'm just kind of sick of this Swain stuff, this Reverse Flash stuff. Although he is evil as hell, they kind of plant some things in this book that give bigger implications to what he's been responsible for over Barry Allen's life for his whole life. So I think story-wise it was interesting. Some of the art was just a little too much, but when it got to just like Flash and Reverse Flash, artwork was clean, colors were popping, it was very smooth looking, and overall was a good issue. Then we have Nightwing 74 by Dan Jurgens, Benjamin Friend, and Barreto. Joker War collateral damage tie-in. So Dickie Boy, you have a possessed Nightwing, and I know Nightwing purists or diehard fans don't really like how Nightwing, Dick Grayson he lost his mind, then he was a Talon, now Joker messed with his mind, and now he was this like evil superhero Dickie Boy. So we kind of get some resolution of that in this story here. Kind of weird how it ties into Joker War, because it's like Joker's here, Punchline is here, like when is this happening? Because they're obviously doing other stuff in the Batman run. But kind of like to see some justice here to Dick Grayson, and I think Nightwing fans will enjoy that in this book. Alright, then we got Justice League Odyssey, issue 24 by Dan Abnett, who we had on the show as well not too long ago. Richards and Burrito on here. This one, man, this one was a little bit confusing for me. I mean, Darkseid is enacting his plan to basically remake every planet, every system in the multiverse in Apocalypse's image. So we have the Justice League Odyssey team out here to stop him. We have to bring in versions of themselves from the past to try to combat this threat. Darkseid kind of forcing accomplices who don't really want to help him but have no other choice. So overall, I see where Dan's going with this. I was lost on a couple of the pages though. Great artwork, especially the Darkseid stuff. I like how they kind of make it look like he's glowing on the inside. You have his cracked skin and you see the orange glow coming from within him and coming out of his eyes. He means business. And the Darkseid stuff on here was awesome. And then from DC's Black Label, we have the Joker Harley Criminal Sanity issue 5. You got Cami Garcia, Miko Suyan, Jason Baudower, and Antoinette Kwok. I really enjoyed this issue, guys. I mean, Harley, it's not the Harley Quinn that you know, but she's basically this homicide detective or consultant that's come in to try to help find these artistic murders, these bodies that are left in these artistic poses with clues. But Joker's one step ahead of her, man, and runs up on her. So we have this interaction between this version of Joker, who's almost like artsy Jared Leto version of Joker without the grill and the tats, kind of letting her know that he knows what's up, and she's got to work around that now. She doesn't want to tell the Force that she's been found out because that'll make her lose credibility. But she's at a disadvantage on trying to capture Joker. He knows everything what Gotham police knows, and he's still out there killing people Houdini style. So I was digging this issue. It was another contender. I was almost going to make it pick of the week, but I didn't. I have my pick of the week right here, guys, and I had to make it Dark Knight's Death Metal Trinity Crisis one-shot, written by Scott Snyder, Manapul on the art with Herring as well. So these one-shots matter. These tie-ins matter to the main story. We learn what fuels and gives power to Perpetua here. And as the title suggests, we have these different crisis worlds that the Batman Who Laughs has created. The Crisis on Infinite Earths world, where that's constantly happening. The Final Crisis, the Infinite Crisis. These worlds where these events are continuously happening. And it plays a huge role in what's going to happen in issue 4 of Dark Knight's Death Metal. crazy, psychedelic, out there artwork. The story, like I said, matters. You have characters like Robin King coming back. You have new type of characters like that, different Batmen from different dark multiverses, and it's not something you could just pick up with, man. You kind of got to know what's going on in death metal. It helps to know what happened in metal. Hell, it even helps to have read all the Crisis books. So maybe not for brand new readers, but I liked it. It was the pick of the week. It shows you that tie-ins and events can be a good thing, and this is one of them. So that's all I got for you guys today. Drop down in the comments below what your pick of the week was this week. Again, if you enjoy these videos, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell and stay minty fresh. Peace.